Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a guide for round 5 of the Nations Cup. Let's get this started. Your first braking point is just before you reach the 100 meter mark. Brake as much as you can in a straight line, and there's a little dip at the apex where it can help your car rotate a little bit more. Then bring yourself a little bit wide for this turn, then just ease off on the throttle. Take your time starting to accelerate, then brake before the green area on the right ends. Bring yourself to the inside again, then slowly start to accelerate, then ease off the throttle for a very quick moment of time. You can also go a little wide at the exit of that turn. When the track piece on the right ends, that's where you'll use some braking. Just bring yourself to the left and brake when the curb on the left ends. Take your time just getting the car to rotate and slowly start to accelerate. Shortly after this gray curb on the left starts, that is where you will start to brake, and you just want to focus on getting the car to rotate once again. Just bring the car to the inside and accelerate when your car is pointing towards that white tent. This S turn over here can be taken at full throttle, but because you are going up the hill, you want to rev the car out a little bit more than usual. Then bring yourself to the right and brake before you reach the 100 meter mark. Just be nice and gentle on easing off the brakes, bring yourself to the left and ease off on the throttle. Just be nice and patient on timing when to accelerate so you don't end up hitting the gravel. For the chicane, you want to brake when you reach the 100 meter mark. So go down to third gear while braking in a straight line, then slowly ease off on the brakes. Take advantage of the red and white curbs and just be careful when you start to accelerate. Then when you reach this dry patch of grass on the left, that is when you will start to brake. You won't be braking for too long, just slowly bring yourself to the inside and carefully accelerate your way out. But that is pretty much it for this lap guide. Let's go ahead and quickly talk about the strategies. For the qualifying session, you only have 6 minutes to try to get a good qualifying time. And, okay, yeah, you're going to be fuel burning, as usual. And you can fuel burn your first lap, then go into the pit stop to get a new set of racing soft tires, fuel burn your second lap, and your third lap will be your flying lap. When you're on your second lap, you still want to be fuel burning, but you want to speed things up a little bit, just so you can make sure that you have enough time to start your third lap, which will be your flying lap. So we're just going to quickly show the pit stop sequence, and it takes a while for the whole pit stop process to happen, which will carry on over to the race, which should give you an idea that this race will be a one-stop race. So we're going to go ahead and complete the pit stop process, then skip on over to the end of the second lap. And you want to start to speed things up around the chicane just so you can get ready to tackle this final turn at race pace, and then you will start your flying lap. So we just go through this last turn, and now we are ready to start our flying lap. With the fuel burning, you can burn off around 25% of fuel, maybe a little bit more than that if possible, which will of course line up your car and make it easier for your car to accelerate at a faster rate. So we're just going to skip on over to the very end of the lap just to see what kind of lap time we get before we go on over to the race strategies. And we're going to be getting a high 202, which is pretty darn good without the slipstream. And of course, you want to make sure that you do get the slipstream from someone, as that will help your car go even faster and get yourself an even better qualifying time. As I mentioned in the qualifying strategy, this is going to be a one-stop race. The cars that you want to take a look at are the Megane Trophy and the Alfa Romeo 4C Group 4. These two cars are really good on their tires, and because of that, they're going to be pretty dominant in this race. So you want to try to make your tires last as long as possible. I would say minimum 6 laps, and you can even make the tires last all the way up to 9 laps. For the Megane Trophy, you want to bring the brake balance towards the back, so I would suggest bringing the brake balance to 2 or 3 just to try to even out the tire wear and make them last even longer. So in this case, I'm going to pit at the end of lap 7 because I noticed that I'm starting to get a bit of a drop off in terms of my times. And once again, because the pit stop duration takes a while, I mean it takes 11 seconds for the car to arrive to the pit box, so a 2-stop is not viable. Racing soft and racing medium tires are required to be used in this race, so you want to make sure that you use each compound for at least 1 lap. But because we are in cars that treat their tires really good, you want to be on the racing soft tires for as long as it can. Then when you feel like you're starting to struggle in getting the car to turn, then that's when you go ahead and go into the pit stop. And once again, as I mentioned earlier, the Alfa Romeo 4C Group 4 is another good car to take a look at. This car is really good on its tires, as you see here, because I was able to last 9 laps on the racing soft tires before going in for the racing medium tires. The total time I got for the 4C is very close to the Megane trophy, so once again, this is another car that is worth taking a look at. But that is pretty much it for this guide. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. So this is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.